Hey everybody, it's Scott just coming to you again with a fun video and just an update so far. It's about the third, going on the fourth day that I've been giving. Well, no, it's just the third day that I've been giving free readings out to people. Decided to just really give out my apples, give out my gifts, see what flies back at me or doesn't fly back at me. I don't care. I'm like just giving them away because that's what I do. And just real fun energy shifts again. So I know I posted like some other videos before, one that was really long, I apologize, and then another one shorter, but I kind of was a little more articulate. Today I can just sort of tell you that the biggest shift that's happening now is that this fairies oracle and I are getting along, which is really it's a nice feeling, and like I kind of feel good about shuffling them. I feel good about holding them because the other day I wanted to just put them back in the box and say, I'm done with you for a while. Your energy is so chaotic. And I've kind of realized that was just about me and my story and my unwillingness to trust. And this was me fragmenting myself again, saying, who am I to be intuitive? Who am I to like be this channel of interesting energy? When it gets a little too tough and a little too crazy, I'm just going to start shutting down or resisting. So once I realized that was the message coming in for me, these fairies have been just as calm as can be. It's like I've tamed the puppy and they're just cuddling up to me. It's so interesting. I like was doing a reading for someone else and I thought, what if this one comes up just in my mind? And there it came up. So they're showing me that I don't have to argue and fight with them. And in turn, I'm learning that I don't have to argue and fight with my own present situation. I've actually been really privileged to feel like people have shared their stories with me. Some stories of real struggle, stories of real pain, and for them, I open up my heart, and I'm trying to learn to open up my heart to just as many people as I can for any situation, and first to get from that space of love in me and that space in my heart. It's ironic because I have given 50 readings now. And before, when I did this for the winter solstice, I gave 25 total. And I've given twice as many now in 2 days, 3 days. And I don't feel that buzzy third eye pineal buzz that I talk about. I feel really full in my heart and I feel very centered. I feel very peaceful. I feel like I'm kind of in touch with a new vibration, a new kind of breath in my body. So it's that channeling, and I think it's just because I'm not fragmenting anymore. I'm kind of coming to um, this this something, this kind of like this ease that what if this was kind of my career, my vocation, to just give away my apples? So it is pure bliss to kind of feel that and just to kind of see that as a possibility. So it's very, I don't know what the word is. I don't want to use these old terms like empowering, so I'm really choosing my words carefully. But it feels like a privilege and it feels like love and it feels like just heart opening and providing more space for people. I feel like so many times when we talk about coaching and all the stuff that I've kind of put on in the past where I've been a little unsuccessful and a little bit, this is the next thing I'm doing as a solopreneur, entrepreneur, and trying out the next thing, then trying out the next thing, throwing it against the wall to see what sticks. Starting with other like groups that, this was like the most natural thing that happened, and I just sort of like said, well, let's try this for in bulk. This is the waxing light coming in, and it'll be fun. And I just decided, well, what'll happen if I just put out a video, and what'll happen when I just put out to my list. And um, 3 days later, I've given 50 readings in 3 days, and I kind of realized to myself, what if this was my vocation? I'm not sure I'll change right away now. I love what I do, but if it was, it would sustain me. And actually, I'd sustain me by like bringing more abundance to me than what my current freelance work gives me, just based on even my lowest cost. And I don't have to do anything but give from my heart, and give from my heart, and let follow the email that comes in, and give away readings, and give away hope, and give away joy, and this fun exchange of energy. So it's, and through this process, it's interesting. I've gotten some paid readings already. I've also, a friend of mine who's also a client of mine, and I've worked on her website for like 10 years. She's into fairies, and she said, "Oh, well, I have this fairy deck from Brian Froud, and it's like the other deck that he's made, and it's not the Fairies Oracle, but it's called the Heart of Fairy. I've opened it, but I haven't really used it ever. Would you like it? I'll mail it to you. I'll send it to you." I was like, "Of course." Oh my gosh, I feel so privileged because, I acknowledge her that these fairies are calming me down. And so it's sort of like give her an opportunity to, like, I've got that deck here that I don't really use or need. Why don't I send it to Scott? So that's on the way, the Heart of Fairy Oracle. So that maybe the fairies have taken over my personality for a while because I didn't put them back in the box, but I'm kind of loving it, and loving this energy. I'm kind of holding on to the deck more and talking and channeling this higher Scott that is able to just open up to love and open up to giving. And it's pretty freeing. It's a freeing experience. I gave a couple of readings today that were fairly emotional. One was about someone who's going through a lot of pain and a medical diagnosis, and my heart was really going out, and I really just told my cards and told all this energy that I really wanted to bring healing in, and I wanted to connect with that healing. And it came up with like a really awesomely emotional, I'll take the weight of some pain type of reading that was very healing for me. I hope it was healing for the other person. They haven't emailed me back yet, but so that was a privilege to be a part of. And then another reading where someone said, "Oh yeah, you forgot about this one card in this last reading, so I hope it's not too cheeky for me to tell you about that. But you forgot about that happiness card. So what about it?" And I left it there. I highlighted it in my email box while I got done with all the rest of the readings that came there, and then I said, "Well, let's just do it. Let's give another. I forgot about it. I'm going to take responsibility, and I'll read this for her." And so I did some really interesting, crazy things that I felt intuitively about a card that she had previously and a card that came up that I had forgotten about, and I put them on each side of my desk, and I said, "Let's just throw some things between and see what happens." And it turned into this reading about transforming our protective energy into something where we just give our gifts. And giving our gifts and giving love to this negative energy is the best thing we can do to protect ourselves. And then it came into a fairy that was the major reflective force in the moonlight. Let me see if I can find her. But she was just this force where everything that hit her just made her illuminate herself even more. And she was lightness in dark. So much that was needed. And she was our path to happiness right out of that generosity. So the reading was so unexpected. And it came up at a time where I was realizing that this gift giving was affecting me and opening my heart, allowing me to do it even more. Like I was feeding myself and actually able to do more by giving. Kind of the way I talk about, like I can actually create time when I go and feed myself and I'm in nature with my dog first. So yeah, just imagine if you stepped into a career like that where you really embraced it, and by doing it you fed yourself and you actually gave yourself a space to like feel and create more, and it just exponentially increased. So yeah, if all these things were like paid work, which this is a free reading, so I don't really care about the monetary reward. I know that I'm just going to give until that naturally comes back through the universe. But if all this were like three readings, I'd have more than $1,000 in my bank account in 3 days. So maybe this tells me that there's another path or a possibility there for some things that I need to keep doing. Not maybe, it does. And I need to not fragment myself from that possibility. So I think a lot of times we as creative people and people in the world in general, we see something that's a possibility and we see this chaotic nature of it, like our creative pursuit or something that we're very drawn to, but it's outside the mainstream. And so it's chaotic, but it hits us in this crazy way. And we have to deal with it on a different level. And we're just like, I can't handle this. I'm going to put you back in the box. Just like I threatened with my fairies oracle. You're being so mischievous. And it's like, stop it. But then I love it. But yet it's like too much for me to handle right now when all I needed to do was keep going until I had another breakthrough. And then once I had that other breakthrough and I understood what was really going on, and that it wasn't about those cards, it was those cards telling me to stop fragmenting myself, that I started having this really interesting and wonderful relationship with them. This wonderful relationship with this fairy realm on these cards that actually opens up a little bit more intuition for me. I've told you before that I read very differently than a lot of other tarot readers. It's as if these cards speak to my psychic pineal gland, and that's the first time I actually uttered the word psychic on this video realm. So generally I avoid that term because I don't want it to associate me with baggage, but I'm just going to start. I said it. It helps me tap into this sort of psychic, kind of intuitive force by shifting my brain somewhere, and I can actually retrieve some information. And some of the people have been like just commenting how spot on I've been. This reminds me of the time when I was reading professionally in 2001 for this psychic network over the phone, the Call Me Now for your free reading, Miss Cleo. And I got a little scared because it was too exact, too on, because I wasn't ready to kill my old story of me that people weren't going to love me if I told them about this. And so I ran in fear, and I left that before all of them collapsed, with the court cases and the lawsuits and, the bankruptcy that those companies went through. And now you don't see that on television. So the internet's taken over anyway. So, but I kind of retreated in fear because I was getting too close to something that it didn't compute with my story. It didn't compute with the image of me that I could see in the mirror when I said, this is Scott. This is Scott and who he is. And that doesn't compute, so I am going to put that in the box. And I did for a while. And then I went and I discovered other things and I put some of these things in the box again. And now I've taken them out of the box, and I'm finding another part of my heart. And I'm finding another part of this intuition that's kind of activated a lot more, and it's feeding me rather than tiring me out. So it's pulling me, and I don't have to push it. And I'm giving, and I love it. And I have this idea of certainty that the universe is going to take care of me the more I give out. It's interesting. That's shifted too. I feel like, who am I to just put the universe in a box and not believe that I'm going to be taken care of? How big do I think I really am compared to this vastness of the universe that has always taken care of me and has maybe just waited for me to step into something that's really cool and authentic, and maybe I can help a lot more people, and maybe I can use my personality and be something that's uniquely me in this force that I'm meant to be here on this planet. And I do a lot of things creatively. I mean, I sing, I do web designs, and so why not do something else too? It's when I do web design, sometimes I feel like I'm channeling that. Someone will give me all these ideas, and like I kind of tap into something, and I can bring out a creative force when the energy is really working. So it's almost like it's an effortless stream. I'm often called a web oracle by one of my clients, the one who's giving me this fairy's Heart of Fairy Oracle. She calls me her web oracle because she seems to think I have some sort of intuitive wisdom about all of these things, that whenever she presents me a problem, I find some creative way to solve it and creative way to make her life easier. And it's fairly unexpected. So, starting to embrace that term, web oracle. Um, so I want to just give a shout out to Anya, if you're ever watching this. Thank you so much for giving me that title long ago. And it was kind of funny and tongue in cheek for a while, but I guess I'm gonna wear that title every once in a while, and it feels good. So web oracle feels good. I uttered the word psychic. That's a new territory, and I know there's baggage associated with that term, but it just flew out of my mouth, so I'm not going to judge it. I'm just going to say that. Um, yeah, I do feel like there's something new is shifting, and I'm actually throwing out my old paradigm, shedding it, letting it be released, and being a lot more open to things that I do through giving and through this generosity and opening my heart. So, yeah, bring it on, I'm saying. So if you check out my website right now, the northerndruid.net site, that landing page is up. I've taken out the pretense of go to this link. If you go to northerndruid.net, that landing page is the front page. So landing page where you get free readings until in book. So there's 2 days left. So give me another 50. I don't. Bring it on. So my heart's open. The fairies are with me. The woods are with me. I've been letting the trees see me enough lately by choosing to do that first in my life right now. And there's more to come. Excuse me. Right after I'm done with these readings, I'm going to do some more videos and open up a fun, awesome 4-week coaching program. I'm just going to throw it out there right now. 4 weeks. I'm going to throw everything at 10 people. That's what I'm limiting it to. So it'll be 10 people for 4 weeks. I'll give more information as things develop, but it's enough for me to say it right now. I'm going to do my first 4-week program coaching. We're going to have group calls. You're going to have individual coaching from me. Maybe you want to learn me to do more readings and to do more specific hour-long readings with you that are more of a coaching thing. Maybe you want guidance on something, but I want the people who want to work with me. It's not about an artificial sale. If you want to work with me and you want to tap into something that I'm also working on, and I'll be honest, if I coach something to somebody else, that's something I need to hear from me, and I am not above you. I'm going to use my talents and my gifts, and we'll work on that, and we'll experience joy and our bliss, and figure out how we can tap into our own self-love, how we can tap into that which is chasing us, so that we don't have to compromise and fragment ourselves any further, or trying to one less fragmentation gives us one more choice. And what one more choice can do for us could be the world. Maybe we're, as Kyle Cease says, one choice away from changing our destiny, which in fact changes the world and changes the people we love. And by changing the people we love in the world, we change ourselves. Or the other way around is even the way it feels. So yeah, check that out. I think I'm going to start that February 13th, probably second week of February sometime. Still working it out, and I have people on board who are going to help me because I really enjoy their energy, and we're working on some great stuff, and I'm going to have you meet them. But yeah, 4 weeks. If you want to work with me, we'll meet in a group meeting once per week in the evening. I'll give you free, along with that, coaching sessions for those 4 weeks. I'm going to throw you nurture after nurture after affirmation after affirmation. You are my focus for 4 weeks every day. And I'm going to give you that. I'm going to keep giving. It's going to be an affordable price for people, something that we've resonated with, me and the other folks that I've kind of thrown this at. And it's going to be so much fun. And I want to help those 10 people who I think have already selected themselves they kind of know that's in their heart. And I'm not going to try and convince them or any of you out there. If you know you want to work with me, if you know something's resonated with me, you do it. If I'm not right for you as a coach, how would I ever want to force that? How would I ever want to force that relationship? That's manipulation. That's not working together. But the good thing is, I feel like I've affected enough people and I've gotten enough feedback lately to realize that, yeah, this is the time. Through some of these means, through these people who have opened their heart to me and I've opened my heart back, that it is time to see how far open it can be. Because as I coach and as I do these things, I learn as well. So it's almost a gift to myself. And so that's why it's affordable, and I'm not going to even worry about that. I mean, I've subscribed to this like new coaching blog where they tell you to charge at least $1,000 a month for 6 months for someone, and I'm, and that high price game is not necessarily the game that I'm totally in. Maybe it will be eventually, but it's not about price, and I'm, really, that whole abundance mindset where you attach monetary gain when you're not doing the work to throw out to the universe love. It creeps into that manipulation type of thing. And the 10 folks that I know are coming my way will appreciate the affordable price that I'm putting on this, and the value they're getting, and the love and attention that I'm going to give them. It's going to be very personable, and there's going to be exercises of value. It's not going to be your typical coach session or group session. These are actually going to be, let's get vulnerable, let's get real, let's really open up the possibility, let's support each other. I don't even know exactly what I'm calling it, because I'm just going to let it unfold naturally and organically and intuitively. But I know what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the world here. And everything free that I've ever given out before, I'm giving that to these people. Every recording I've made that I can find of a class that I've made that I charged for or that I gave away for free, I'm giving to these people. Every meditation I've created, every poem that I might have read and created. I made a coffee shop book one time, a little chat book. I'll give that to you. So this is like whatever is happening and whatever is there. And if you want tarot readings, we're going to do that. If you want in your individual coaching, you want to learn more like that, that's what we'll focus on for those 4 weeks. If you want specific work on a specific issue or situation, that's what we'll work on. And then in a group, we're going to be there to support each other and be in a heart seat where everybody gets to support one another, but you get the attention of the whole group. And then we'll also do some exercises in the group to really get into stepping into our future self. And it's going to be great. So that's a little sneak peek. So look for that like after Imbolc. That's a preview. So, but I only want to work with the people who want to work with me. It's not manipulation, and it's not. I'm not putting on airs to try to coax anyone. Just telling you what's going to happen and what I believe through an intuitive lens is going to be a great experience for people. And I want to shift people into this point where they're not going to put their creativity back in the box because they've understood themselves. They've let their old stories evolve. So more to come with that. So I'm just giving a commercial, but also just from my heart. So just want to be thankful to everybody who's kind of inspired me lately. the whole Kyle Cease group, the Evolving Out Loud group. Karina, who's also stepped up, and she has such an amazing gift for channeling emotion. She's in that Evolving Out Loud group. She's been posting videos daily. So inspiring. Probably what kicked me in the pants to get myself going and to throw this out to the world. So, all right, this video is long enough. I think I've covered it all for now. So stay tuned for the next breakthrough, freak out, failing you or messing things up, or fairy energy gone amok that I love. And I'll see you next time. It'll probably be soon. All right. Love you. Namaste.